Now, do you notice anything different? Give you a sec. My stripes have swapped round. Normally it's that one there and that one there. But last week I noticed that grass was very flat and not very strong. It looks a bit weak. And that's because of all the water we've had and not a lot of sun. You're going to get like a water imbalance because the plants aren't really photosynthesizing that much, but it's still got the same amount of water. So what I did was I mowed it back on itself. So today I'm going to put it back in and mow the other way, and then we're good to go then for the rest of the year. Need to pick all the leaves up. All the birch trees are dropping now. They always drop early. This one drops really early, so you think you've got them all, but then that one over there takes till middle of December to start dropping, and then we end up with a big influx of leaves coming when I'm not here, and then they cause problems. That one goes pretty soon as well, the cherry. Take a look at this side, not looking too bad. Just done what I did here on this side. This doesn't get the same attention because it's full of annual meadow grass, and it got infested with leather jackets 4 or 5 years ago, and it just killed this entire area dead black, and we just couldn't get rid of them. By the time they'd hatched, we were in June and the wheat grasses had took over, so we kind of lost this side, which is a shame. So hopefully maybe in the future, we're about digging out the patches next year. Maybe we do what we did on the other side where we killed it all off in patches and then reseeded it. Be a bit of a challenge, but it's better than nothing. I don't think we'd be able to do a full reseed here. But yeah, so let's get it mowed. Sun's out, looking good. Superb. So join me in a sec and we'll see how it looks. Right, so I've just cut that with the rotary on number 4, just to hoover up the leaves. Now what I'm finding is, because as the year goes on, we're just getting a little bit of thatch building up. When I go on at 3 now, we're just digging in on certain areas, like on the cart, like there when I first set off, it's just digging in with the rings, and it's here where it's just a little bit of a camber to the start of the lawn. So I just did it on 4, but I can just take it down easy with the cylinder to back where we want to be. Now, because we've brushed that stripe back in and come down here and gone against the old grain, we've almost not got a stripe, which is a good thing because we can now start burning the other one back in. We've got rid of all that. There's no lateral growth now, it's all growing upright, so it's easily switched back and forth without doing any real damage, which is what usually happens. So I'm quite surprised it's done this, but whatever we've done this year has paid dividends. So you can see now it's like just like an American lawn, really. It just really hasn't got a strong stripe. So what we're going to do is now we'll cut it with a cylinder and start burning that stripe back in, ready for the next couple of months until the end of the season, really, because we're soon running out of time, and I'm to come up with ideas just for the future, just to see what I can do over the winter. And I've got one in mind which could be interesting, but I won't tell you what it is just yet. I've got to decide where I'm doing it yet, because it involves a bit of work in my back garden, which I'm not sure if I want to go to such extremes, because once it's done, it's kind of done. But who knows, if I'm bored enough, I might just do it. So anyway, so let's get you on time lapse, and I know you like this bit. So sun's shining, got the cylinder out, weather's lovely. Right, let's put that stripe in. So we brushed that in now, we've got the stripe back to where we wanted it. Before, this one was running this way and that one was running that way. So we switched it back over to bide us some time going forward. Another couple of weeks, and I think I'll be scarifying this quite aggressively just to get us through to October without any major problems. Get rid of some of that thatch that was built up over the summer, and then give it another feed, ready for the autumn. Halt the worm cast, stay away. If we can get rid of some of that thatch, you know, that helps try and keep the worms away, because that's what they're coming up for, to get the thatch to take it back down. So let's just have a bit of a walk around. Bit of an up close shot coming up. lovely and thick. You see just a bit of brown stuff, a bit of necrosis there, which just needs to be raked out. After a bit of brown patch that we had here as well, a bit rife in this area, but that's gone now. So lovely deep green colour, and that'll be from the Pro Turf we put on a few weeks ago, coming into play now. So yeah, this is my favourite angle at the moment over here. Look how green that is. Lovely jubbly. Oh yeah, look at that. Joy to behold. Sometimes, you know, you don't have a nice, really strong, crisp stripe. You lose this effect of this kind of AstroTurf effect, which we've got now because the stripe's not really strong in the sward. But you can just see there the remnants of some brown patch. I don't know if you can just make that out, but that's gone now. It's been really warm and a lot of dew in the morning, so this is just a perfect breeding ground for fusarium and brown patch and red thread and things like that. But we've got through it with no major complications, so take care. So we're on Thursday the 26th of August. Lawn's looking swell now. Brush those stripes in against like we've just seen in the video last week. Cut it Monday to put the stripe back in, and then today it's coming to its own and the sun's shining. It's 1 o'clock. I cut it with the rotary earlier just to save me some time, and I've come back now. Let's cut it with the cylinder, put you on the old time lapse, and let's have a look at how it looks after. This is the best it's ever looked at this time of year, I think, going back through my archives. So I thought I'd give you a little treat and a kind of like an ALLETT Thursday if you like, so stay tuned. What do you think of that? Not bad for August. This is the best it's ever looked. Definitely. A bit windy though, so I can't spray anything today, but let's just have a look up close. Nice and thick. Oh yeah. So all that work we did a few weeks ago, grooming it and then putting the Pro Turf on. How green can grass be? Well, it's actually carried on getting greener and deeper since I put that on. You know, I thought we'd already eclipsed what we were going to do, but then today I turned up and I was like, blimey heck, that's really green. So let's just keep this going. Hopefully this weather continues. Bit of rain in between times just to keep it moisturised, so we don't have to get the hose pipe out again this year, because sometimes we do. But yeah, really impressed. It's good when a plan comes together and you get the results, because sometimes it can go either way, and some years I've lost control of it. And like I touched on last week, it's good having you guys there ready to watch, because it means I've got to be on the ball all the time. Or sometimes I might just go, oh, Wormcaster took over, I'll just give up on this now, but I'm keeping it going, Yeah, I said before, that's one of my favourite views, that one. Lovely. Right, that's another video done for you. If you like what you see, press that like button and hit that subscribe button, most importantly. So until the next time, see you soon. Hello, so today we're going to be using this, the ALLETT Scarifying attachment. I've not used it for many years. I've been loaned this by Peter from the cheese job. He buys everything, he's got every attachment, but today I've borrowed this one. I only ever had the 20, but used to get that free with all the machines, but they stopped doing that when it went from ATCO to ALLETT, and I've only got about 620s. So now I've been able to use this. I've used it on the front today, I've already done it. It's 5 o'clock. I had a bit of a mishap with the camera earlier. I filmed myself doing all this, but I chopped my head off. It wasn't on there, so I've got to do it now to tell you about it. So you think you're going to be really impressed with the results. And I think I say in the video later on that if you are going to buy an attachment, it's got to be this one. And I'm not being paid to say this or anything like that, but if you've only got enough money for one, this is the one you need. So let's have a look at the job and hope you enjoy it. Height wise, I'm going to drop it right down to S, I think, and then that'll get us deeper in. Because it's raking, we're not going to do any damage really, so I'm not concerned about that. So let's try it and let's see. So I've just done 2 passes, 1 up, 1 down, and we've removed all that. I had to go on 1 in the end just because it was digging in a bit too much and stopping the rotation of the actual attachment. So that's off 2 passes. I think this is going to be a really good attachment, and I think it's going to be better than the verticutting cassette. So let's carry on and let's put it on time lapse for you. Right, so I've just done 1 pass with the Scarifying attachment, half a bag. I just can't believe how much has come out, so I'm that impressed with it. I'm going to do a 2nd pass because I've just come back down here to get to you guys, and it's just took off a lot more. So I think you could just keep going, but we've still got a lot. I just can't believe it. I just forgot how good this actual attachment is, and I'm not being paid to say this or anything, but really, I'm really impressed. I'm going to go over it again, and let's see how much more we can get out, because anything else we can get out, it's got to be a good thing going into the autumn. So let's get on with it. Okay, so just been over that 3 times, and look what we've got out, and I could just keep going. Honestly, there's just more times I go over it, the more's coming out. So I think the lower we're getting into that thatch layer, we're bringing more up. So I've got to draw a line somewhere, and that's it. So I'm going to go over it with the rotary now to hoover up, and what this has enabled me to do to get lower, and I think I'll be able to cut that on number 2, whereas I've only been able to go on at number 3 of late, sometimes number 4, because I was just digging in certain places where it was a bit spongy. So we've kind of reset it all, so I'm really looking forward now to seeing how it looks after. So let's get on with it. Right, so I've just cut that on the hater with number 2, and I've not left any damage with the ring anywhere, which is a good indication of if you've gone too low with the rotary, because you end up with the Olympic rings all over the show. So let's go over it with the cylinder now just to polish those tips up so we don't end up with the big white hue everywhere. I think that'll be good to go here because there's no rain due for another week, so I'm going to feed it just in time for that rain rather than feeding it now and having to come and water while it's really windy and stuff, because it's just a pain that, because no sooner if you put it on, it's drying out, the sun might come out, and then I've got to come here. We've got a busy weekend coming up, so I won't be able to water. So all in all, we'll just leave it, let it recover itself. There's no feed in there from the last feed that we put on, so it'll recover a little bit, and then next week we'll go on with some winter stuff. So I'll show you that then. So let's get on with this, and then it's lunchtime. Right, so I've done all that now. The cylinder looks really good, and I've managed to get right back down to soil level as well without causing too much damage. So there's still loads of like dead stuff in there, and you know, we could just keep going. We've got to remember this lawn's nearly 8 years old, so we're going to have a bit of thatch layer, but it's really strong now. So best thing I've ever done, that use that Scarifying attachment. If you're going to buy one of those, or you're thinking about buying the verticutting attachment and you've only got enough money for one, I'd definitely buy the Scarify, because it's just much more versatile for sure. You can just do so much more with it, and the verticutter is just like an extravagance really. So that would be my advice. But yeah, this is going to be beautiful. So I can't believe how short it is now, and I can't believe how long I'd let it get. I mean, it's difficult when I'm only cutting twice a week to keep on top of that length, but because you live at your house, it's easier for you to get on there every day. And I'll tell you something else as well, I'll be definitely scarifying a lot more with that attachment. It's a bit of a pain swapping it out every time, but it's definitely worth it. Definitely. Little and often is the future, I think, for me with that. So it's a bit dry over there. I'm going to ask the customer to put the water on after. And hope you like this video. I know it's been a long one, but we got there in the end. But sometimes the long ones are the better ones because you pick up more knowledge. So until the next time, don't forget to like and subscribe. And I'll see you soon.